Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, the first time I read this, I read it years and years and years ago, that no is a complete sentence. And I think it was in the context of parenting that I read it, okay? But it applies to everything, especially the narcissist. Sorry. We spend so much time saying no because blah, 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 blah. No, but this is why. And that's what the context in which I read it, I think it really was to do with parenting. Because people say no to their kids, they feel like they have to give an explanation, or maybe they don't feel like they want to give an explanation. And this particular phrase, no is a complete sentence, I wish I did remember where I read it or who said it. I suppose I could Google it. That would probably have been smart. But I feel like when you have children, I didn't just say no. I did explain everything to my child, because I did feel that if an explanation accompanied the no, then the child will understand why they shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like you tell a child, no, don't go into the street. That's all they heard. They don't understand at 3 that a car is going to come down careening at 50 miles an hour and take them out. But if you explain that to them, they're not going in the street. With a narcissist, though, I started to think of this in the context of them, and they don't ever want to hear no, with or without an explanation. They don't ever want to hear no. They don't ever want you to say anything other than things that are agreeable with what they want to happen, right? And this came up recently, more than once, because I told you I do get out there, I do date, and I do, meet people and whatever. And there have been 2 people thus far in the last year that my no wasn't enough. And there was like a ton of back and forth. This is a red flag. There was a ton of back and forth on me having, boundaries in place. Or no, I'm not going to do that. Or, well, what do you mean? And why? And I felt a connection and da-da-da-da. And da-da. Look, I've explained to you that I'm going slowly. And there are reasons beyond your understanding. The details don't matter. Here's where I stand. I'm moving at a snail's pace. Ooh, but, kept coming back at me. Woo! I got so aggravated. I'm sorry, honey. I got so aggravated. Because no should be a complete sentence. I shouldn't get that much challenge. You shouldn't get that much challenge from your narcissist if you're still involved with them. Let alone a new person trying to challenge me. Look at me, I'm ripe for it. I didn't get mad, but I kind of did inside, because I was like, oh no, I even said it to the second person. I said, I'm a little angry. What do you mean? I just thought you'd like that, and I got tickets. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, because it was something that was, he lives over here, and I live here, and the event is here, and it's like, oh, we can do a sleepover, we can get a hotel. No, I said, I'm not having a sleepover dictated to me by circumstances of an event taking place 3 hours from your home and an hour and a half from mine that makes sense for us to... No. Ooh, but kept coming back 3 days of ooh, but with the texting. And I entertained it because he's a very nice guy and I wasn't trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but I started to think about no is a complete sentence. Why am I having to defend my boundary? Why am I having to go through so much effort, hi baby, to explain myself to a person that's virtually a stranger? I don't know them yet. Somebody says, I didn't just say no, but I mean like, no, thank you. I don't think that's, maybe we'll just do lunch or something. Oh, but why? And and I like you, and and I'm like, look, I have severe boundaries in place, and it was just like I kept getting pushed for more and more and more and more. I'm telling you, back and forth and you're right. I should have just been like, look, guy, you know what? But I didn't want to because he was nice. But to me, Somebody that pushes that far back on you and keeps pushing and requires more than what should be needed is a red flag. I'm sorry. It's a red flag. Accept what I'm saying. I don't need to explain myself. You're a stranger to me. I shouldn't have to get into my details and sell to you why my answer is no. Whatever the case is, that was one example, and there was more than that. Spending more time with me, I said no. Getting on the phone with me, I said no. Texting morning, noon, and night. How you doing? Good morning, good night. But I don't even know you. I met you one time. No, that's not the pace I'm moving. And he plowed through it, ignored it. That's not a good feeling to me. It's not a good feeling to me. So I very gently said, I have to say to you that I had a very long, clear conversation with you as to me moving slowly, and I used the word snail's pace. That is the slowest animal on earth. No, I know you said that, but I like you so much. Okay, so you either disrespected what I said, didn't hear me, heard me but didn't listen, thought I would change my mind, thought you would change my mind, didn't believe that I meant it, thought I would just fall into. No is a complete sentence. I don't care if it's with a partner, a new partner, a family member. Don't let anyone push you into doing something that you're not ready for. Don't let anyone talk you into an opinion that isn't yours. Don't let anyone, persuade you to go into a direction that feels against the grain of what you have set for yourself. I will absolutely not budge. I said that to this person. I said, look, I have boundaries in place for details that are unknown to you, and they don't matter. But I will not budge. Came back again. Kept coming back with, ooh, but. Oh, I understand, and I heard you, and I respect. No, and I said right out, this was by text. I said, you know what? It doesn't sound like you know. And you're not acting like you understand. And you're not behaving like someone who's respecting my decision. Oh, but because I just think that, oh, but what? Oh, but what? I even offered explanation, and I shouldn't have had to. And that's what led me to this video. No is a complete sentence, my friends. I am sorry. How much explanation do you owe this person? And I'm not saying no is a complete, like I said, with parenting, I always gave reasons. And maybe with good friends and family, of course you're going to give reasons. Nobody walks around like that. No. But the point is, it is a complete sentence. No. Period. The reasons are my own. New person. The reasons are my own. And the narcissist is so famous for this. And that's why it's a red flag for me that this guy, and I don't jump right, I do not jump right to everyone's a narcissist. He might not be. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't know. That's my point. And that's what I said to him. I said, I have jumped in before. And then the person turned out not to be who they thought. So I have like this 6 month, 8 month, thing in place where I'm going to move like this slowly. Do you know what I mean? He didn't hear me. I don't think he still has heard me. And I just feel like I don't care. I'm sorry. I can't, it's not my responsibility to make you understand. It's not my position to make a fellow adult back off and understand that I said no to this, and this. So then it ended up, you know what? We're just going to be friends, I said. I'm not on the same page with you, and I won't be for a very long time. And that has nothing to do with being bitter. I'm not bitter. That's long left the station. I'm well past my narcissist. I'm not bitter on relationships. I'm not at all. Ever. I would never be. I'm too romantic at heart to ever be bitter on love or anything like that. That has nothing to do with it. But had I not broken boundaries with this last narcissist, for example, the one that inspired this entire channel, I wouldn't have had this channel. So I'm glad that I, folded, because it was a lesson in life I needed to learn. But here's the result now. Here's the result of Renee did learn. Finally. I did learn. Finally. So guess what? No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not moving that fast. No, I'm not talking on the phone all day and good morning in the first thing in the morning and late at night and during the day. What are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I walk from the kitchen to the living room. Really? We're going to start that? I don't even do that with my friends. Out of control. I felt it was. And I nipped it in the bud. And, he's like, well, the other people that you suffered this with, they might not have been the right person. And maybe that's why it blew up, not because you went too fast. And I said, the person that I land with is going to understand and respect whatever I want to do. That doesn't even make any sense, because how would I know unless I go slowly and take my time to get to know you? So no. No, and no. And I was like wanting to scream this, because I thought, I know many of you are probably in the same situation. And when you're a nice person and you're raised right and you're polite and you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, it can really get in the way. And you can very easily be like, yeah, all right, I'll meet you Sunday out there. That sounds good. No, I kept saying. I probably said no to this cat 1 billion times. Not as a complete sentence, though. And I never will. I don't talk to people like that. No, I don't do that. It's more to me of a play on, no as a complete sentence is more of an ideology. Do you know what I mean? That states you don't offer or owe anyone any explanations about what you truly feel. If you truly feel a certain way and the answer is no, that should be enough to the person that is respecting you, respecting where you are, sees where you are, hears what you said, right? And has an interest in listening and acting accordingly. I'm not going to be steamrolled over ever, 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 ever again. And if I sense it, I'm out. I'm out. And you might say, well, Renee, you might, throw away a good one. If he's a good one, if he's for me, I want someone who says, oh, I respect that. No worries. I'll see you next month. I told him right out, I think you should see other people. I'm not on the same page as you. I've met you twice. You know what I mean? And I said right out loud, I said, look, I'm not like trying to date other people. I'm not like online and whatever. I said, but I'm certainly not exclusive with anyone. I'm alone. And if I did meet someone else in the world that I wanted to I would. Because I'm not with you. I'm not with anyone. And it's not like me to date multiple people at once. I've never really done that. But I'm not jumping in. So I don't know how this is going to go in my life. I'm navigating it now. But I can tell you right now, if somebody does not listen to you when you say no and they are trying to come back with things, and it's like he was trying to convince me. Do you know what I mean? Like if I just keep talking to her about it, if I just keep saying nice things, if I just keep sounding like So you're saying you understand, but you're trying to convince me. And you're saying you respect what I said, but you're trying to convince me. And you're saying you know what I mean, but do you? Because it doesn't sound like you do. Because you're not hearing me. You're not hearing no. And it is a complete sentence. It stands alone. I shouldn't even have to say anything that I offered. If somebody said something to me that I hardly knew, I would assume, okay, they have their reasons for that. I'm just going to respect it. If they want to tell me more, they will. I'm not going to pry. I'm not going to try to change their mind. I hardly know them. This isn't about you have a best friend who's trying to take you out for brunch to get you out of your doldrums over your narcissist, and you say no and they're trying to convince you. That's constructive. They're trying to get you out of the house. That's not what we're talking about here. That's somebody that's in your life that loves you, that has your welfare in their mind. That's a different animal entirely. Okay? But when you have someone who is new and they're not accepting, you clearly have adversity to something they're suggesting and they're just coming at you to try to convince you to do it, red flag. Sorry. And that's how I see it. And like I said, whether he's a narcissist or not doesn't matter. You're steamrolling over me. You might not be a narcissist, but that's a quality I will not tolerate. I'm sorry. I respect what you want. You need to respect what I say. You need to respect what I've made clear as what's important to me. And the reasons don't matter. I know. Why'd you be on the phone back and forth 3 days texting? I felt bad. He's a very, very, very nice person. And I told him, I will gladly see you, but I'm not dying to see you. I'll see you in a month. I have things going on. People are coming in from out of town. I have things going on. You want to take off as a couple right away from the gate? Nah, you got the wrong girl. And no is a complete sentence. And just keep that in mind as you're navigating. And if you have boundaries that you've set in place, you keep them strong. And when you meet someone who's trying to break them, I'm not buying, oh, it's because I like you so much and I feel a connection. And okay, so if that's the truth, then you will in 6 months, you will in 8 months, you will at my pace. And I told you, go see other people. I'm not trying to, buckle you down for a year at a snail's pace with just me. You have to maintain those boundaries. Do not break for nothing. I won't. I've been tested a couple of times and I got 100%. I got an A+. I know, maybe not, because I really took 3 days. But again, I might want to see the guy again. He's very nice. It seems. Right? It seems. That's where the time comes in. I've talked a lot to you about time and action. With the narcissist, when they say they're going to change, I always tout that. Time and action. We have to see time and action. Anyone can say words. Well, I put that into my life as well. I need time and action repeated over the course of a long time. I am not going to just believe you're a nice guy because I think you look like a nice guy and you seemed like a nice guy over 2 lunches. No. Please keep that in mind. It's here to protect ourselves. That's what our boundaries are for. And they are for the kinds of people that will steamroll over them. That's what boundaries are for. Good people that respect your boundaries don't need them, ironically. But when you have them in place and someone is trying to combat you, no is a complete sentence. It popped into my head. It kept popping into my head with this guy because I was like, is he not hearing me? Am I speaking French? I don't think I'm speaking French. What am I doing? Why is this guy not hearing me? He just wasn't. What does that tell you? To me, that's a bad sign. They're not listening to you. They're not listening. They're not hearing you, what you're trying to convey. Big deal for me. Big deal. It's not a little thing. It's huge. And I want to make sure you hear it, okay? Please go ahead and hit sub, like, and share, and I will see you next time.